Hello and welcome, I'm Scott the Viewer, and today I want to go over my absolute favorite zombie movie, the original Dawn of the Dead by George A. Romero, and compared to the 2004 remake by Zack Snyder. Now for those of you who don't know, Romero's Dawn of the Dead is pretty much considered a classic. And as you can see, I'm rather a big fan of his work. With this comparison, I want to go over the story, the characters, and the zombies. So let's begin. Now, the original only has 4 main characters: Peter, Roger, Francine, and Steven, aka Flyboy. They all, realizing that the situation is out of control, decide to just go off on their own. Peter and Roger are both SWAT team members who abandoned their team, while Steven and Francine used to work for the news station. With just these 4 characters, we really get to know them and care about them throughout the movie. They're all memorable, providing some of the best movie quotes.
One-stop shopping. Anything you need, right at your fingertips.
We got this, man. We got this by the ass.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
The remake, on the other hand, suffers from having too many characters, with nothing that really defines them. A few are worth commenting on, though. There's a pregnant girl who's in the group, although this is already a point that was in the original that was done a hell of a lot better. The girl in the remake is just bland, and that's without comparing her to Francine. When you do compare them, at least Francine was strong and willing to learn how to fly a helicopter and shoot a gun, so she could be dependable. There's a douchebag character who's only memorable because he's such a douche. And to be honest, that type of character is way too present in movies these days. The original, hands down, has the better characters. They're given so much more time to develop. And heck, in the remake, the only person I genuinely remember is Andy the Sniper. And even the side characters in the original have more personality, and they only have like a minute appearance. Next up, the zombies. As with all Romero's Living Dead movies, the zombies are the slow and shuffling kind that have an obvious weakness, something Barbara from the remake of Night of the Living Dead points out.
They're so slow. We could just walk right past them. We wouldn't even have to run.
Which is extremely true. You could just walk past them. What made these zombies so threatening was their strength in numbers. In the remake, going with what 28 Days Later introduced, they made one drastic change: they can run. So not only do you have to shoot them or do something to destroy their brain, you can't even run away because they can keep up with you. This is something I think the remake really improves upon. I'll always have a place in my heart for slow zombies, but to be fair, zombies that can run up and keep up with you, that's just a lot more terrifying. The slow zombies were really only scary when they were in a gigantic horde or they surprised you. Now let's start the story. With Romero's Dawn of the Dead taking place after the events of Night of the Living Dead, things are a lot more chaotic, with people shouting at each other, the police trying to keep order, just overall chaos due to the zombie epidemic. The remake starts things off calmer, with the main character coming home from working at the hospital, whilst hints of the imminent doom being present in the background.
They had him backwards. Solomon Edward, he's upstairs in ICU.
From a bite?
Confirmed it is not an isolated.
27 horsepower, turbocharged, all.
Please stay tuned to this special.
The first zombie in this is a little girl who ends up biting a chunk out of her husband's neck. He dies, comes back, chases her, she escapes, crashes her car, meets the other survivors, and goes to the mall. Both movies did a really good job of setting up to what's gonna happen. Personally, I prefer the original Dawn of the Dead, but I can't ignore how good the remake did it. I love that overhead shot of when Barbara is driving and you just see the town in chaos and fire everywhere. And I love how they got 2 references in to Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. With Night of the Living Dead, the truck crashing into the diner, if you remember in the original what he said. And that's the helicopter from the original Dawn of the Dead. And I absolutely love it when they have slight references like that. In the original, the characters get to the mall by landing on the rooftop with a helicopter. Because it's been left open, the zombies have pretty much taken over the place, roaming about, making it dangerous. After a while, they get the idea that, hey, we could secure this place, and from then on, the movie is about that. In the remake, the first group of characters shoot their way into the mall, where once inside it's pretty much secured except for a few zombies around the place, letting the characters just kinda lounge about until something happens. The original uses the mall setting a lot better. It's more interesting watching them trying to secure the place with zombies everywhere compared to the remake where they walk in and it's already secured except for a few zombies here and there. In the original, while Steven is teaching Francine how to fly, a nearby bike gang sees the helicopter and later on that night they break into the mall to loot the place, allowing the zombies in. In the remake, they have two, in my opinion, stupid reasons for leaving. Number one, after two people end up getting killed because of more stupid reasons, the cop gives a speech on how he doesn't want to wait to die, which is living essentially. I mean, you're in a secured mall, plenty of supplies. If there wasn't, they didn't complain about being low. And number two, during a botched attempt to get Andy the sniper who's in a gun shop across the street some food, the youngest girl freaks out because her dog is over there, drives a truck, gets herself trapped. Several of the members go to get her, leaving the guy who's proven himself to be a douche in charge of keeping the door open. When they do get back while being chased by the zombies, turns out he's in there. Go figure. It's by luck that the main female character, whatever her name was near the door to let them back in. They end up using the two buses that they heavily modified to drive through the gigantic horde of zombies surrounding them all to a dock. He's proven himself to be a douchebag throughout the entire movie, so you're gonna trust him with pretty much keeping your lives safe with that door open. What is the movie, sexist or something? Could they not have the main female character protecting the door? What was she doing? Anyways, the original just has a more believable reason. Yeah, they're slow zombies, but I can buy that a biker gang would want to loot the place, because they're dumbasses like that. And let's face it, in a real zombie apocalypse, there's gonna be dumbasses everywhere. The original just has a better reason. I can understand a biker gang probably wouldn't survive especially with that gigantic horde outside the mall, and the fact that they can run, but still, in the original, they put trucks in front of the door to keep the zombies from having leverage. In the remake, they didn't do anything, so they could have had it to where, oh no, there's so many zombies that eventually the doors are gonna break, so let's hurry up and prepare to get out of here. I can buy that. I can easily accept that. Okay, next up. With the zombies now in the mall again, the two main characters retreat back to their living area where they wait to see if Flyboy comes back. When they realize that he isn't, Peter's holding a gun to his head about to kill himself while Francine is in the helicopter waiting to see if he comes. In a great moment, backed up by some awesome music, he ends up shooting a zombie, fighting through several others to the helicopter where they both fly away to an unknown fate. In the remake, they get, or rather crash into the dock and sail away. Instead of leaving it unknown what happens, the stories continue through a found footage video documentary style where it shows them just sailing, coming across a zombie in a boat, and eventually reaching an island where a horde of zombies attack them, with the group most likely getting eaten. But I really doubt they survived. And, yeah, looks like I don't want to wait to die, I got you killed, dumbass. The original just, I like it. I know I'm liking pretty much everything about the original, but I can't help it. I like not knowing if they survived, if they crashed, or if they got eaten the moment they landed wherever they did. I like having that unknown, because it leaves it slightly hopeful or slightly down, whatever you want to imagine it to be. That's why the original just has the better ending. You know, when I started writing this, I didn't realize just how much in pretty much every aspect the original was better. I thought the remake had a few good points, but when you compare them side by side, the original just does a lot of things better. Does that mean the remake's crappy? No, not at all. I actually like it. Yeah, a few things pisses me off here and there, but it's still a pretty good zombie movie. If you want the remake, I really recommend the unrated director's cut. It comes with a good commentary, Andy the sniper video log, and a pretty cool zombie news thing from the beginning of the infection till pretty much everyone's wiped out. It's pretty good. So get the unrated director's cut of the remake if you can. And for the original, if you're gonna get it, get the ultimate edition. This thing is for the fans of the original. It comes with 3 copies of the original movie and a documentary. All of the movies have commentaries. Theatrical cut with George A. Romero and Tom Savini. The director's cut with the producer, I apologize, I can't remember the name. And the European cut, known as Zombie, the shirt, has the cast commentary with Peter, Roger, Flyboy, and Francine, and they were really entertaining throughout the movie. So if you're going to get the original, get the Ultimate Edition. It is worth it. Next week, though, I won't get to be as happy. The Thing prequel. Oh, happiness was fun while it lasted. Until next week.